Good evening, baseball fans, and welcome to Progressive Field. We're ready to get this one underway. On the mound for the Cleveland Guardians is Tanner Bybee, and leading off for the Rays is Chandler Simpson. Game is officially in progress. All right, Bybee ready for his first offering. He rears back and fires a four-seam fastball clocked at 93.7 miles per hour right over the plate for a called strike. Simpson watches that one go by, and the count is 0-1. And Simpson connects on that sinker, hitting it hard on the ground. It skips past third and into left field for a base hit. Quan hustles after it, but Simpson is turning for second, and he's in there safely with a double. The Rays have a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Now stepping in is Junior Caminero, and he's got a chance to drive in the game's first run with Simpson on second. Bybee trying to work his way out of this one. Bybee starts off Caminero with a cutter, but it misses well outside, and that's ball one. 1-0 the count. Bybee battles back nicely there, painting the corner with a 93.7 mile per hour sinker for a called strike. Even count now at 1-1 to Caminero. Caminero fouls that one off, another cutter at 85.5. He's down in the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bybee looking for the big strikeout here. Hold on a moment, folks. It looks like there's going to be a delay here. The trainer's coming out to check on Caminero. Must have shaken himself up on that foul ball. Let's hope he's all right. Tough spot for the Rays to have this pause with a runner in scoring position. Play resumes here, and Bobby tries to catch Simpson napping at second. The throw over, but Simpson slides back safely. Just keeping him honest out there. Count remains 1-2 to Caminero. Bobby delivers the curveball, and Caminero hits a weak grounder back to the mound. Bobby easily fields it, throws to Manzardo at first for the first out. Simpson takes advantage of the play and moves up to third base. So there's one out and a runner on third for Jonathan Aranda. And now it's Jonathan Aranda stepping in. Big opportunity here for the Rays to grab an early lead. Simpson on third with just one out. Bobby will be trying for the punch-out, while Aranda aims to at least get the ball deep enough for a sacrifice fly. Bobby starts off Aranda with a fastball, but it's high, and that's ball one. 1-0 the count to the left-handed batter. BB evens things up with an 86-mile-per-hour cutter in the zone. Called strike, and the count is 1-1. Still a dangerous situation for Bobby with that runner on third. Bobby goes to the changeup, and Aranda swings and misses. Now Bobby has him down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Big spot here with a runner on third. Aranda steps out of the box and calls time, just trying to reset himself after that swing and miss. Count still 1-2, runner on third and 1 out. High anticipation here at Progressive Field. BB tries to get him with the curveball, but it misses well outside. Aranda lays off, and the count is 2-2. Still quite a battle here. Aranda protects the plate, fouling that curveball off. He's battling tough, and the count stays at 2-2. BB delivers the changeup, and Aranda hits it sharply, but right back to the mound. BB fields it cleanly. He sees Simpson breaking from third and fires a strike to Bo Naylor at the plate. Naylor applies the tag. He's out. What a huge defensive play by Tanner Bibee to get the runner at home and keep the Rays off the board. Aranda reaches first on the fielder's choice, and now there are 2 outs. And now with 2 outs and Aranda on first, here comes Yandy Diaz. Diaz always a tough out, batting .327 on the season. Bibee will be looking to put the finishing touches on this dramatic first inning, especially after that big stop at home plate. Bibee gets ahead with a fastball sinker on the corner, clocked at 94 miles per hour. Diaz watches it go by, and the count is 0-1. Bibee looking to get that last out to erase the threat. So with 1 on and 2 out, here's the dangerous Yandy Diaz stepping in. Bybee starts him off with a sinker, called for a strike, and then a curveball catches the outside corner, but it's called a ball. 1-1 the count to Diaz. Bybee dials back with an 86-mile-per-hour cutter, and Diaz swings and misses. That brings the count to 1-2. 2 outs, runner on first, and the Guardians looking to strand the runner and get out of the inning. And just like that, time is called. Yandy Diaz steps out to regroup. So we'll reset with a 1-2 count, 2 outs, and a runner on first with Jonathan Aranda. Bybee looking to finish this at bat. Back in the box after the timeout, Diaz fouls off a 76.5-mile-per-hour curveball. He remains alive in this at-bat. The count stays at 1-2 with 2 down in the top of the first. Bybee tries to get him to chase another curveball, but it stays way outside. That evens the count to 2-2. Great battle going on here between Diaz and Bybee to end the inning. Got him. Bybee paints the corner with an 87-mile-per-hour cutter. Diaz looks at it, and that's the 3rd out. Guardians strand the runner. No score in the middle of the first. All right, folks, we're heading to the bottom of the first. No score yet between the Rays and the Guardians. Leadoff hitter Steven Kwan is stepping into the box to face Nick Martinez. Before we get started, though, looks like we've got a defensive substitution for Tampa Bay. Ben Williamson has taken over at second base, replacing Junior Caminero. Let's see how Kwan does here. We're getting ready to start the bottom of the first here, Progressive Field, but the Rays are making some changes in the infield. Richie Palacios is sliding over from second base to take the hot corner at third, and Ben Williamson is coming into the game to take over second base. Now we're set to get started with Steven Kwan leading off. Nick Martinez pumps in a fastball at 92 miles per hour, caught the corner for a called strike. That's how we start things off for Steven Kwan. Count is now 0-1. Kwan gets a changeup that time, and he pops it up high on the infield. Shortstop Taylor Walls is drifting back, calls for it, and he makes the catch. 1 away here in the bottom of the first. Up next is designated hitter Chase DeLauder, batting second. He comes in hitting .245 with 5 home runs on the season. Nick Martinez is back on the mound to face the left-handed batter. 1 out, nobody on. DeLauder attacks the first pitch and laces it hard into center field. Cedric Mullins cuts it off, but that's a single for DeLauder. Guardians have a runner on first with 1 out. Nice piece of hitting by the young man. Now stepping in, Jose Ramirez, always a dangerous switch hitter. He's batting left-handed today. He's got 6 home runs on the season and a chance to drive into Lauder after that line drive single. 1 out with a runner on first. Martinez starts Ramirez off with a sinker at 93, right through the zone for a called strike. Count moves to 0-1. Martinez tries to get Ramirez to chase down low with a changeup, but it's a ball. Even count now at 1-1. Ramirez connects on a 1-1 pitch, sends a high fly ball out towards center. Cedric Mullins ranging back slightly, but he's got a read on it, makes the catch. So that's 2 quick outs now for Martinez, and DeLauder is still held at first. Two outs now in the bottom of the first as Kyle Manzardo makes his way to the plate. Chase DeLauder represents the go-ahead run over at first after his sharp single. Nick Martinez looking to strand that runner and end the inning here. First pitch coming up to the left-handed hitting Manzardo. Martinez brings the heat at 93, and Manzardo gets a piece of it for a foul. Count starts 0-1 with DeLauder still over at first. Delivers, and it's a changeup. Manzardo gets under it and pops it up over the short grass. Taylor Wall settles under it for the shortstop, and he makes the catch. That retires the side. Cleveland gets a hit but leaves a runner stranded. After 1 inning, no score at Progressive Field. All right, folks, top of the second inning underway at Progressive Field. No score yet as Tanner Bybee gets set to face Jake Fraley. Fraley hitting .245 on the season with a couple of home runs. Let's see how this at-bat develops. Bybee starts him off with a cutter, 85.8 miles per hour, paints the corner for a called strike. No balls, 1 strike the count. Bybee drops in a curveball for another called strike. Fraley didn't even swing at that one. He's down 0-2 now. Fraley steps out of the box and requests time. The umpire grants it. He's down 0-2 here with nobody out in the top of the second, and it looks like he wants a little reset before this next pitch from Bybee. Bybee tries to get him chasing with a changeup away, but Fraley holds up. That's outside for ball 1, so the count moves to 1-2. Bybee fires in a 94-mile-per-hour sinker right on the edge of the zone, and the home plate umpire rings him up. Jake Fraley freezes on the pitch, and that's strike 3 called. A fantastic start to the inning for Tanner Bybee, recording the first out. One down in the top of the second, and that's going to bring up Cedric Mullins. Mullins batting only .138 on the season. Bibee stays on the mound, looking to continue his dominant performance so far. Base is empty, one out. Let's see the first pitch to Mullins. Bibee toes the rubber against the lefty Mullins. Here's the first pitch, and he fires a fastball right up and in. Mullins had to get out of the way of that 94.6-mile-per-hour heater. It's ball one to start things off. Bibee comes back with a cutter, 85.8 miles per hour, catches the inside corner for a called strike, so that evens the count at 1-1. Bibee misses way inside with a fastball, forcing Mullins to move again. That's 2 balls and a strike now. Bibee throws a cutter and Mullins swings through it. Good movement on that pitch, 84.5 miles per hour. So Bibee battles back in the count. It's now 2-2. Mullins wants time, and he gets it. Steps out of the box to gather himself. The count is even at 2-2, one out here in the top of the second. Bibee is ready to go, but Mullins just wants a moment. Bibee misses high and away with the cutter. Mullins watches it go, and that's ball 3. We've now got a full count, 3-2, with one out. Full count, payoff pitch coming from Bibee. Cutter, and Mullins takes it low, but the home plate umpire calls it a strike. 3 balls, 3 strikes, and all 3 strikes are called looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for Bibee to end the inning. Two outs now, and that'll bring in Nick Fortes. Bibee is on a roll, just struck out the last 2 guys looking. Base is empty, 2 out, no score, top of the second. Let's see what he brings to Fortes. First pitch to Fortes, and it's a cutter at 85.7 miles per hour. Fortes gets a piece and fouls it straight back. No balls, 1 strike the count. Bibee is looking to end this inning in short order. Bibee tries to get Fortes chasing with another cutter, but that one's low and away for ball 1. So the count is even, 1-1, 2 outs in the top of the second. Bases are still empty. Bibee fools Fortes with the curveball, but he gets a piece to foul it off. That brings the count to 1-2 with 2 outs. Bibee is just a strike away from striking out the side in the second. Another curveball from Bibee, this time at 77.5 miles per hour, but again Fortes manages to hang in there, fouling it away. The count stays at 1-2. Bibee is still trying to finish this guy off and retire the side. Bibee misses just outside with the cutter. Fortes lays off, and that's ball 2. So we're even across the board at 2-2 with 2 outs. Fortes is making Bibee work for this one. Bibee reaches back and brings the heat, 94.7 miles per hour on that 4-seamer. Fortes gets around and fouls it off, staying alive. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. This battle continues. Here's the pitch, hit in the air to straightaway center. Schneemann is gliding back, settles under it, and makes the catch. Daniel Schneemann retires the side, ending the threat. Bybee dominant in that inning, picking up 2 strikeouts, and the Rays go down in order. We're heading to the bottom of the second, no score. We're headed to the bottom of the second here at Progressive Field. No score yet between the Rays and the Guardians. Leading off for Cleveland is the left fielder Daniel Schneemann. He'll face Nick Martinez on the mound for Tampa Bay. Martinez is looking to keep things tight. Schneemann batting over .300 on the season. Here's the first pitch. Martinez starts him off with an 88-mile-an-hour cutter, and Schneemann fouls it away. That makes it 0-1. Martinez paints the outside corner with a 91-mile-an-hour sinker. Schneemann looks at it, and now he's on an 0-2 hole. Martinez tries the changeup low and away, but Schneemann lays off. Count now moves to 1-2. And he freezes Schneemann with an 89-mile-an-hour cutter on the inside corner. That's a called strike 3, and Martinez picks up his first punch out of the game. 1 out. That brings up Angel Martinez with 1 out and nobody on. Martinez is hitting .276 with 5 home runs. Let's see if he can get something going here for Cleveland. Martinez drops in a beautiful curveball for a called strike at 80 miles an hour. That's just nasty stuff. Martinez falls behind 0-1. Martinez follows up with a changeup, and Martinez swings and fouls it back. Just 2 pitches, and Martinez has him down 0-2. And Martinez steps out to regroup, taking a moment to think about what to do down 0-2. Action resumes, and Martinez fires a hard sinker at 93+, but it's high and inside. Ball 1. Count now sits at 1-2. Martinez comes back with a 93-mile-an-hour sinker, and that's a called strike three. Martinez is out, and they're at 2 down. The Guardians took exception to that call. They challenged the pitch result, but after review, the call on the field stands. Another strikeout for Martinez. The review confirms the call. Martinez struck out, and that's 2 away now for the Guardians in the bottom of the second. Two down now, and that brings up Travis Bazzana, looking to extend the inning. Martinez starts him with an 89-mile-an-hour cutter, and Bazzana fouls it back. Strike one. Bazzana swings right through a changeup in the dirt. Martinez has him all off balance, and now he's down 0-2. Martinez is just looking to put him away and finish this inning. Martinez tries that changeup again, but it's outside. Bazzana lays off. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Martinez tries to sneak a fastball in there, but it's low. Count now evens at 2 apiece. Big pitch coming up here to Bazzana. And Martinez finishes it off. A high fastball at 93 miles an hour. Bazzana swings right through it for the 3rd strike. Nick Martinez strikes out the side in the 2nd inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. End of 2 here at Progressive Field. Rays and Guardians tied at 0. Welcome back to Progressive Field. We're heading into the top of the 3rd, and it's still scoreless here between the Rays and the Guardians. Leading off for Tampa Bay is Richie Palacios, hitting 8th in the lineup. Tanner Bybee is back on the mound for Cleveland. Nobody out. First pitch coming right up. Bybee starts him with a fastball, up and in on Palacios, and that's called ball 1. Bybee paints the bottom corner with another fastball for a called strike. Count is even to 1-1. Bybee tries the changeup there, but it misses low, and the count goes to 2-1. Palacios comes up empty on a changeup, fooled him on that one, and now the count is even at 2-2. Hold on a second. Palacios steps out of the box, calling for time. Just a brief pause in the action with the count 2-2. Swing and strike, and he's down. He chased a cutter in the dirt, and Bo Naylor plays it perfectly, firing to Manzardo at first to complete the out. That's the first out of the third inning. One away now as we continue in the top of the third. Taylor Walls, the shortstop, will be the batter, hitting ninth for the Rays. Bibee continues to cruise through this inning. Nobody on. Bibee opens the at-bat with a cutter, but it runs away from the lefty Walls, and it's called ball one. Count is 1-0. Walls gets a cutter on the outside part of the plate and grounds it to short. Rocchio fields it cleanly, fires to first, and that's an easy out number 2. Two down now in the third, and that brings up to top of the order and Chandler Simpson. Simpson had a double his last time up, so he's been the bright spot for the Rays offensively. Bibee trying to retire the side in order here. Bibee starts the speedy Simpson with a changeup, and that one is high and off the plate for ball one. The count is 1-0. Bibee comes back with a nasty changeup, and Simpson waves right through it. Even count at 1-1 with 2 outs. Fastball misses way outside, and the count goes to 2-1 now to Simpson. Simpson chases another changeup for a swinging strike. That's 2 changeups in this at-bat that have gotten the swing. So the count is even at 2-2 with 2 outs here in the third. Time called. Simpson steps out of the box, getting the signal from the umpire. Bibee will have to wait before delivering the 2-2 pitch. Back to town now, and Bibee misses with the cutter, low and away. That brings the count all the way to 3-2. Payoff pitch coming up with 2 outs in a tied game. Ball 4. Bibee missed with the changeup. It was down and away, and Simpson draws his first walk of the game. So, with 2 outs, the Rays have a man on first with Ben Williamson at the plate. Now batting for Tampa Bay, Ben Williamson. He was 0 for last time up. Chandler Simpson takes his lead off first. Let's see if the Guardians try to hold him closely. He's got a ton of speed. 2 outs. Big spot for Bibee to get out of this inning. Bibee throws over to first, trying to keep Simpson honest, but he gets back safely with a dive. No throw for Naylor. After that check on Simpson at first, Bybee fires the first pitch to Williamson. It's a fastball right in there for a called strike. 0-1 the count now, with 2 away here in the top of the third. Bybee gets the foul with that cutter, pushing Williamson into an 0-2 hole. The pitcher is ahead here and just 1 strike away from getting out of the inning, despite the walk. Bybee tries to expand the zone with a cutter, but it runs well outside. Williamson lays off, and the count is now 1-2. 2 outs, runner at first. Williamson gets a piece of a hard sinker at 95 miles per hour, fouling it off. He stays alive. The count remains 1-2. Williamson fouls that one off, staying alive. He's putting up a heck of a battle here, and Bybee is trying to put him away. Tension is rising with every pitch. It's still 1-2, 2 outs, runner on first with the score tied 0-0. Fall ball. Bybee pulls the string on a curveball, and Williamson just gets a piece. Simpson was off with the runner, but he'll have to head back to first with a foul. The battle continues. Stay tuned. Ball in the dirt, blocked by Naylor. Simpson was going with the pitch and gets into second safely. That extends the at-bat, and now the count is even at 2-2. Runner on second with 2 outs. Simpson was on the move, and he slides into second safely for the stolen base. That's number 10 on the season for him. Now the Rays have a runner in scoring position with Williamson still up there with 2 outs. Count is even at 2-2. Top of the third with 2 away, and Tanner Bybee starts the at-bat with a strike to Ben Williamson. Then Bybee throws over to first, trying to keep Chandler Simpson close. Next pitch, foul back, and Williamson is in an 0-2 hole. Bybee tries to get him to chase, but Williamson holds off. Now the count evens up at 2-2. On the next pitch, Simpson takes off and he steals second base. So, the runner in scoring position with 2 out, but the payoff pitch is away for ball 3. Full count. Excuse me there. So Bybee missed with the ball in the dirt during the previous sequence, which allowed Simpson to swipe second base. Then Williamson took another ball to fill the count. Now payoff pitch forthcoming, and he grounds it up the line at third. Jose Ramirez fields it cleanly, fires to Manzardo, and Williamson is out to end the frame. The Rays get a runner in scoring position with a stolen bag, but nothing comes of it. After 3 innings complete, we's still scoreless here at Progressive Field. Welcome back to Progressive Field. We're heading to the bottom of the third inning, and it's all tied up at nothing. Leading off for the Guardians is Bo Naylor, looking to spark some offense off Nick Martinez. Here we go. Martinez leads off Naylor with a cutter outside, and that's ball one. Speed was 88 miles per hour. And the second pitch misses low, a changeup at 78 miles per hour. Naylor's on in the driver's seat now, 2-0. Naylor puts this one in play, grounding sharply to the second baseman. Williamson fields it cleanly, fires to Aranda at first, and that's out number one in the bottom of the third. That brings up Brian Rocchio, the shortstop. Still one out after that grounder. Martinez on the mound, score tied 0-0. Rocchio watches a changeup sail high for ball one, clocked at 78 miles per hour. Martin evens things up with a slider on the outside corner for a called strike. That came in at 87.5 miles per hour, making the count 1-1. Martinez breaks off a curveball, but it stays high. Rocchio holds off, and it's 2-1 on the count. Rocchio gets a sinker on the 2-1 pitch and lifts a high fly ball to center field. Cedric Mullins tracks it, settles under it, and makes the grab for the second out. Two down now in the bottom of the third. All right, top of the order now for the Guardians as Stephen Kwan steps in. Two outs, bases empty here in the third. Can he keep the inning going? Martinez jumps ahead with a sinker on the outside corner, called strike one. That one had some life at 92.7 miles per hour. And Kwan grounds sharply back to the pitcher. Martinez fields his position cleanly, throws to first, and that ends the frame. 1-2-3 go the Guardians. We're through three full, and we have a scoreless game here at Progressive Field. Hello, baseball fans. Welcome back to Progressive Field in Cleveland. We're heading into the top of the fourth now, still scoreless in this contest between the Rays and the Guardians. Leadoff batter for Tampa Bay is Jonathan Aranda, and he's 0 for 1 so far. Tanner Bybee on the mound for Cleveland, getting ready to start the inning. The count is 0-0. Bybee's first pitch to Aranda is a changeup, high and away, so that's ball one. 1-0 to the Rays' leadoff hitter. Aranda fouls that fastball straight back, and that evens the count at 1-1. Bybee bringing some heat with that one. Got him looking. Fastball paints the inside corner at 93 miles per hour. Aranda didn't think so, but the umpire did. Now it's a tough 1-2 count for him. And Aranda is going to step out and ask for time. Just a little break in the action here as he tries to reset with a tough 1-2 count. Bybee will have to wait. Gets the strikeout, pounding that cutter down Aranda with a big swing but can't connect. That's one away in the top of the fourth. Now up for the Rays, the designated hitter, Yandy Diaz. He struck out his first time up. Bybee looking sharp after that strikeout of Aranda. There's one out with nobody on. First pitch coming up. Diaz jumps on that first pitch, a cutter, and lines it into center field for a base hit. Daniel Schneemann gets to it, but Diaz is on first with a single. That's one on with one out. Runner on first now for Jake Fraley. Fraley takes his spot in the box, trying to advance the runner. He also struck out in his previous at-bat. Bybee looking to get back on track for the second straight out. The count is 0-0. Fraley fouls off that cutter for strike one. Bit of a defensive swing there. 0-1 to the Rays left fielder now. Bybee ahead in the count. Bybee comes back with a fastball, high and away at 94 miles per hour. Fraley lays off that one, and it's now a ball and a strike. So one on with one out. Count 1-1. Bybee puts him away, throws that cutter low and away, and Fraley chases for the swinging strike. That's two consecutive strikeouts for Bybee. Now there's two outs in the inning. Wait a minute, Bybee disengages and throws over to first trying to catch Diaz leaning, but Diaz makes it back safely. Just a little check on the runner there. So there are two outs, and although Fraley struck out according to my scorecard, the data shows he's still batting with a 1-2 count. Interesting development here. After the check on the runner, Bybee delivers a changeup that misses low and away. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still one away for Fraley. Beebe misses with the cutter there, low and away, and that fills the count at 3-2. Big pitch coming up here with a runner on first and one out. Ball 4. Bibee misses with that cutter up and in, and Fraley draws the walk. Now the Rays have runners on first and second with one out. Looks like the Guardians are challenging the call, but pending the review, that's a free pass. Beebe's last pitch missed low, making the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Fraley fights back and fills it up here. Big pitch coming with a potential run on first and one out. The challenge is rejected. The call on the field holds, and that was indeed ball 4. Fraley trots to first, and Diaz moves up to second. So now it's 2 on with 1 out, and the Rays are threatening in the top of the 4th. All right, bases loaded now, and here comes Cedric Mullins. Mullins is up with runners on base, trying to break this scoreless tie. Bibee in a jam here. 1 out, 2 on. The count is 0-0. Beebe starts Mullins with a cutter, 87 miles per hour, and Mullins swings and misses for strike 1. Pitch blocked by Naylor, but no advance on the runners. Count is 0-1. Beebe fires another cutter and Mullins pulls it foul. Now he's down 0-2. Beebe really painting the edges here, commanding the at-bat. 1 out, 2 on. Time loss called by the batter, Cedric Mullins. He wants to step out and take a breath before facing that crucial 0-2 pitch. Bibee on the mound looking to put him away, while Mullins tries to stay alive in this at-bat. Okay, Mullins is ready again, and Bibee delivers. A changeup low and away, 81 miles per hour. Mullins doesn't bite, and the umpire calls it a ball. That makes the count 1-2. Still just 1 out with 2 on for the Rays. Tension building here in the 4th. Throwed off. Mullins fights back, spoiling that cutter, so he stays alive. Still an uphill climb for him here, though, with the count at 1-2. Runners on first and second for Tampa Bay. Strike 3. Bibee pulls the string on a beautiful curveball at 76 miles per hour, and Mullins swings right over it for the strikeout. Huge second out for Bibee in this inning. Runners remain at first and second as Cleveland tries to escape the threat. Now with 2 outs in the top of the 4th, next up for the Rays is catcher Nick Fortes. Diaz on second, Fraley on first. Bibee has a chance to get out of this jam after the big strikeout of Mullins. What can Fortes do here to break the tie? We're ready to begin the at-bat. Beebe leads off against Fortes with a 93-mile-per-hour fastball, but that one runs inside, ball 1. The count moves to 1-0. Crucial spot here with 2 away and 2 on. Tampa Bay threatening to break the scoreless deadlock in the 4th. Ground ball to second. Travis Bazzana makes the play and throws to Kyle Manzardo at first to retire Fortes. Bibee escapes the jam. No damage done in the 4th, and we're still scoreless as we head to the bottom of the inning. Welcome back to Progressive Field. We're heading to the bottom of the fourth, and it's still tied 0-0. Chase DeLauder leads off for Cleveland. He singled earlier. Nick Martinez ready on the mound for the race. First pitch coming up. First pitch from Martinez, it's a slider, 87 miles an hour, and it's up and in on DeLauder. That's ball one to start the bottom of the fourth. And he hits a fly ball out toward left field. Simpson drifting back makes the catch for the first out. One away here in the fourth. That brings up Jose Ramirez. He's looking to break this tie ball game. One out, nobody on. Martinez versus Ramirez. A great matchup right here. Martinez starts Ramirez off with a slider, 84 miles an hour. Catches the inside corner for a called strike. Old school slider right there. No balls, one strike. Ramirez gets a piece of that one, fouls off an 88-mile-an-hour cutter. Martinez jammed him inside there. Now the pitcher is firmly in the driver's seat with an 0-2 count on Ramirez. One away. Ramirez lifts that one high to right field. Fraley is under it, making the catch. That's two away. Martinez navigating dangerous waters to retire Jose Ramirez. Now two down in the inning. Two outs now for Kyle Manzardo. Guardians looking for any kind of two-out spark here. Base is empty, two out. Martinez looking to shut things down quickly. Bottom of the fourth, two outs, nobody on, and it's still a 0-0 ball game. Lefty Kyle Manzardo steps in against Nick Martinez. First pitch is a curveball that drops right in there for a called strike, 78 miles per hour. Manzardo's down 0-1. Manzardo fouls that fastball up at 94 miles an hour. Martinez is pouring in strikes right now. The count goes to 0-2, and the Guardians rookie is in deep trouble against Nick Martinez. And he grounds one weakly to the right side. Aranda fields at first, flips to Martinez covering first for the third out. And that'll do it for the fourth inning. Martinez dominates the heart of the Guardians lineup. After four, still scoreless here at Progressive Field. Top of the fifth inning, still scoreless at Progressive Field. Tanner Bybee is on the mound, ready for his fifth inning of work. Leading off for the Rays is the third baseman Richie Palacios. He struck out looking in his first at-bat. Let's see what happens here. Bybee starts the inning strong with a sinker for a called strike. Great movement on that one, clocked at 93 miles per hour. No balls, one strike to Palacios. And Bybee follows up with a cutter, and Palacios can only get a piece of it, fouling it off. He's quickly in an 0-2 hole now. Bybee looks sharp to start this fifth inning. Bybee tried to get Palacios to chase on a curveball, but it was down and away. The count moves to 1-2. Bybee still in control of the count, though. And there's a changeup, and Palacios just under it, popping it up towards second. Travis Bazzana is calling for it, makes the catch easily for the first out of the inning. One out for the Rays as the shortstop Taylor Walls steps in. He grounded out to short his first time up. Bybee dealing with the bases empty and one gone. Still 0-0 here in the fifth. Bybee starts Walls with a changeup that stays low. 1-0 count. A good pitch to lay off there for the batter. Bybee comes back with a sinker painting the edge, and Walls fouls it off. Even count now at 1-1. One out in the Rays' half of the fifth. Bybee misses with another changeup, this one low and outside. Walls now has a hitter's count at 2-1. Bybee falls behind 3-1, throwing a cutter that missed high. Walls is in a great position now, looking for a fastball. Bybee fires a cutter at 85 miles per hour, and Walls swings right through it. That brings us to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Big pitch coming up here. Wait a minute. Walls holds up a hand, asking for time. Looks like we'll have to press pause on this crucial pitch for a moment. The count is full, 1 out, nobody on. What's going through Bybee's mind right now? And Bybee misses again. That cutter hits the dirt, and Taylor Walls draws a walk. That's the first runner for the Rays in this fifth inning. 1 on and 1 out. Now the Rays go back to the top of the order with Chandler Simpson, who's already reached twice with a double and walk. He's representing the go-ahead run on first now with 1 down. Bybee trying to get out of this little jam. Simpson's up there and he gets a change-up right down Broadway, but he gets under it and pops it high into the air. Shortstop Rocchio is drifting back slightly into shallow center field. He waits and squeezes it for the second out. Bibee keeps the pressure on, the runner Walls stays at first, and now there are 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Still tied at 0 as we continue through the top of the 5th. 2 outs now, and Ben Williamson steps to the plate. He grounded out to short in this first at-bat. Taylor Walls is on first base, representing the go-ahead run. Can Bibee get this last out and keep the Rays off the board? Bibee opens the at-bat with heavy stuff, a 93-mile-an-hour sinker painted for a called strike. Williamson is down in the count immediately, 0-1, with 2 gone in the top of the 5th. Bibee fires over to first, keeping Walls close. He's back safely. Still 2 outs and a 0-1 count to Williamson. Williamson drives one sharply to right field. Martinez tracks it down, but Taylor Walls is on his horse, and he's heading for third. Williamson settles in at first with a single, and the Rays have runners on the corners with 2 outs. A big scoring opportunity brewing here in a scoreless game. And here comes the big chance for the Rays. Jonathan Aranda is the batter, and he's over 2 on the day, but he's got runners on first and third with 2 outs. Can he break this scoreless tie? Guardians pitcher Bibee looking to get out of the jam. Hold on, looks like we're going to have a mound visit here. Guardians pitcher Bo Naylor heading out to talk to Bibee. Big moment for Bibee to try and maintain the shutout streak here. Discussing plan to get Aranda, or maybe just calm down the young pitcher. Right after the mound visit, Aranda connects on the first pitch, rips a sharp line drive to right field past Martinez. Taylor Walls scores from third, and the Rays take a 1-0 lead. Williamson moves up to second, and Tampa Bay still has runners on first and second with 2 outs. What a clutch hit. Now up to the plate is the designated hitter Yandy Diaz. He's 1 for 2 with a single so far. Rays lead 1-0 and they've got runners on first and second with 2 outs. Bibee trying to strand these runners and escape without further damage. Bibee gets ahead with a slider on the corner, called strike 1. Good pitch to set the tone with 2 outs and those runners aboard. 0-1 count to Yandy Diaz. Bibee with the 0-1 pitch, a cutter, and that one dives into the dirt. Naylor keeps it in front. Good block there with runners on base. That brings the count to 1-1. Top of the 5th, 2 outs, Rays threatening to break this open with runners at first and second. Diaz on the 1-1 pitch hits a sharp ground ball to second base. Travis Bazzana scoops it up cleanly and flips to Brian Rocchio covering second for the force out on Aranda. That retires the side. So the Rays strike first in the 5th but leave 2 on. After 4.5 innings, it's Tampa Bay 1, Cleveland 0. We're in the bottom of the fifth now, Rays leading 1-0. Nick Martinez sets and delivers the first pitch to Daniel Schneemann. It's a sinker, fouled off. No balls, 1 strike, leading off the inning. Martinez with the 1-1 delivery. That's a cutter outside, ball 1. Count squared up at 1-1. Martinez offers a changeup, and Schneemann lines that ball right back to center field. That's a clean single, and the Guardians have a man on to start the bottom of the fifth. So it's Angel Martinez digging in for Cleveland. Nobody out, Schneemann on first with that leadoff single. Guardians really looking to start something here. Martinez squares up and lays down a perfect bunt. Fortes pounces on it and fires to Aranda for the out, but the job is done. Schneemann moves up to second, so Cleveland's got a runner in scoring position with 1 out. One out down, and the young second baseman Travis Bazzana strides to the plate. Schneemann represents the tying run at second base. Can Bazzana come through with a big hit here and quiet the Rays' contingent in the ballpark? Bottom of the fifth, 1 out, tying run on second. Martinez starts Bazzana with a changeup. It just dips below the zone. Ball 1. Count is 1-0. Important pitch here for Martinez, trying to hold this 1-run lead. Count squared up at 1-0. Martinez takes a glance at second, now the disengagement, and he fires back for the pickoff. Schneemann dives back safely. Good hustle by the runner. Martinez coming set after trying to catch Schneemann napping at second. He delivers the 1-0, and that's another changeup that misses, this time high and away. So now it's a 2-0 count on the rookie Travis Bazzana. The Guardians have a real chance building here. Martinez gets back in the count there. He pumps in an 88.7-mile-per-hour cutter, and Bazzana fouls it off. That brings the count to 2-1. Martinez ready again with the 2-1 pitch, and Bazzana hits it in the air to center. Cedric Mullins tracking it, he's got room, and he makes the catch for the second out. So Schneemann stranded on second, and the Guardians' chances in the bottom of the fifth are hanging by a thread. Two outs now, and that brings up the catcher Bo Naylor. Schneemann is still out there on second representing the tying run. The Guardians really need a 2-out knock to break through and extend this inning. Martinez looking to shut down the threat. The first pitch from Martinez is a hard sinker at 93, paints the corner for a called strike. Naylor starts down 0-1. 2 out, tying run on second base. Martinez ready, deals. Looks like a curveball about 79 miles per hour, but it misses for ball one. That squares things up at 1-1. Two down, and Schneeman's still out there at second, hoping for a hit. Martinez with the 1-2 pitch, and Naylor swings and misses on a changeup. Fooled him cleanly. Now the count is 1-2, 2 outs and that runner on second. Martinez just one strike away from getting out of this jam. Martinez res back again, but that sinker's low and away, ball two. Naylor lays off, and the count sits at 2-2. Two down, runner on second, Martinez trying to escape with that 1-0 lead, while Naylor's looking for the big hit to tie it up. Martinez delivers the 2-2, swinging, lofted up in the air, and it's actually a changeup that he swings over. Struck him out. Martinez gets the strikeout to end the threat. Guardians strand the tying run, and after 5 innings, it's Rays 1, Guardians 0. All right, folks, we've got a pitching change here in Cleveland. In the top of the 6th, Tanner Bybee's day is done, and Tim Herron, the big lefty, is coming in. He'll be facing Jake Fraley to start things off. Let's see how this matchup plays out. Herron's first pitch is a slider, 86 miles an hour, and Fraley swings and misses for strike one. Great start for the new pitcher. And now a brief pause in the action as the batter, Jake Fraley, steps out and calls for time. Collecting his thoughts up there, down in the count 0-1. There's a next pitch, and that one just misses, another slider. Ball one, so the count stands at 1-1 to Fraley. Herron brings the sinker at 94, and Fraley hits it softly to the second baseman. Bozana gathers and throws to Manzardo at first for the tag. That's out number 1. Now up is Cedric Mullins. He's had a rough day so far, striking out twice already. Herron's looking to keep that momentum going, with 1 out here in the 6th. Herron starts Mullins with a slider, but it just misses outside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Herron misses again, this time with a 4-seam fastball at 93 miles an hour. It's high and inside, and the count goes to 2-0 on Mullins. Here's the 2-0 pitch. It's a slider, and Mullins grounds it over to second. Bazana fields it cleanly and fires to Manzardo at first to get him. Another ground out, and that's 2 quick outs for Herron in the 6th. Now up for the Rays is the catcher, Nick Fortes. Tough day out there for him so far. Herron is on a roll, looking to set them down quickly and end the inning. Herron opens Fortes with some heat, 95-mile-an-hour fastball, but it sails outside. Ball 1. Herron continues to attack, trying to close out this half inning quickly. Herron tries to get Fortes to chase with a slider, but it's wide, 84 miles an hour, and the count goes to 2-0. Herron's gotten behind here, looking to regain control of the at-bat. Herron delivers the 2-0 sinker, and Fortes hits a ground ball to shortstop. Brian Rocchio scoops it up cleanly, makes the long throw to first, and he got him. A fantastic play to end the frame. Herron comes in and works a perfect inning. It's the bottom of the 6th at Progressive Field, and the Guardians are down 1-0 to the Rays. Brian Rocchio leads off against Nick Martinez, looking to get things started. Martinez starts Rocchio with a slider, but it misses high, 1-0 the count. Martinez bounces back with a sinker low in the zone for a called strike. 1-1 the count. Rocchio fouls away that cutter and he's down 1-2. Martinez is ahead in the count. Rocchio fouls off a changeup. He's battling here, trying to find a way on base. Count stays 1-2. Rocchio hits this one hard, but it's straight at the first baseman, Jonathan Aranda. He makes the play, and that's 1 down in the bottom of the 6th. Guardians still trailing 1-0. One out here in the bottom of the 6th, and coming to the plate is Steven Kwan. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Guardians gotta find a way to get on base to get something going. Martinez opens Kwan with a curveball, and that's called a ball. Looks like the Rays are challenging the call, possibly for potential strike contact. The count is 1-0 for now. Well, what a turn of events. The review shows that first pitch curveball was actually a strike, so the count was corrected, and now Martinez throws a sinker outside, bringing the count to 1-1. Martinez sets and delivers the 1-1 pitch, and Kwan drives a sharp ground ball down the right field line. Fraley cuts it off in the corner, but Kwan is already rounding first. He's going for second, and he slides in safely with a one-out double. What a spark for Cleveland, putting the tying run in scoring position. And that brings up Chase DeLauter. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a single earlier. With Kwan at second, DeLauter could punch him in and tie this game up. Big moment for the Guardians here. Time is called, and here comes the Rays manager for a mound visit. They want to talk things over with Martinez. With the tying run, Stephen Kwan right there on second base, and a big left-handed bat and DeLauter coming to the plate. This is a crucial point in the game, trying to slow down Cleveland's momentum. The conversation's over, and Martinez gets back to work, firing a sinker at 92 right in the zone for a called strike. 0-1 the count. DeLauter rips one, a line drive towards second, but Ben Williamson hops up and makes the snag. That's 2 away, and Kwan is stranded on second. Two outs now as Jose Ramirez steps in, and the Guardians still have Kwan on second with a chance to tie things up. Ramirez is 0 for 2 so far, so he's due for a big hit. Ramirez swings on the first pitch, lofting a fly ball to right. Fraley is tracking it, makes the catch, and that ends the threat. So the Guardians leave a runner on second, and after 6, it's still 1-0 Rays. Welcome back to Progressive Field. We're heading into the top of the 7th inning, and the Tampa Bay Rays are clinging to a 1-0 lead over the hometown Guardians. Richie Palacios steps to the plate for the Rays, leading off against Tim Herrin. It's a lefty-lefty matchup to start things out. Herrin starts him off with a sinker, 93 miles an hour, catching the zone, called strike 1. Palacios takes that, and it's 0-1. He was right on that one, but can only manage to foul it off. Herron throws another sinker, 93 miles per hour, and now the count is quickly 0-2 on Palacios. Time called. Looks like Palacios wants a moment to regroup here, down 0-2 in the count. Little break in the action. Back to work, and Herron gets him to pull the trigger on a slider. Palacios hits a grounder right to first base. Kyle Manzardo scoops it up and steps on the bag for the first out. Routine play for the Guardians. One down in the top of the seventh. Up next is Taylor Walls, the shortstop, batting from the right side against Herron. Let's see if he can get something going for Tampa Bay. Herron misses with a curveball there, 77 miles an hour, and it's ball one. The count is now 1-0 to Walls. Fastball 93 miles per hour, and Walls fouls it back, so that evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Herron tries to get him with the slider, but it's down and in, called a ball. That pushes the count to 2-1. Walls is ahead now, looking for something to drive. Another slider from Herron, this one high, and it's called a ball. Walls has worked himself into a hitter's count here at 3-1. Got him with the fastball, 93 miles per hour, called strike 3. No, wait, that's a full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Walls thought he might have walked, but he'll have to stay in there. Big pitch coming up for Herron. Time is called again. Walls steps out of the box, extending this full count battle. Herron was ready to fire, but he'll have to wait. It's a critical moment here. A walk puts the tying run on, but a strikeout gives the Guardians 2 quick outs. Tensions mounting in the 7th. And Taylor Walls wins the battle. Herron throws a slider just high and away, and that's ball 4. Walls draws the walk, so the Rays have a runner on first with 1 out, bringing up the top of the order. Simpson coming up now. He's got a lot of speed, and there's a runner on first, Taylor Walls. Double play is in order here for the Guardians to try and get out of the inning. Let's see if Simpson can advance the runner or extend this offensive push. First pitch is a sinker from Herron, 91.6 miles an hour, but it dives low. Ball 1. Walls has taken his lead over at first. 1-0 the count. Fastball from Herron, 93 miles an hour, but it's ball 2, nowhere near the zone. Simpson is up in the count now, 2-0, and Taylor Walls is over there at first. Herron's got to be careful not to walk another one here. Gets the call there with a sinker, 90.9 miles per hour, needed every bit of that one. Now it's 2-1 on Simpson. Still 1 out, runner on first. And Simpson grounds it sharply to second. Bazzana flips to Rocchio for the force at second, and that's 2 outs. Simpson reaches on the fielder's choice, but the Guardians turn the double play to empty the bases. Now there are 2 outs with Williamson at the plate. And we're going to have a mound visit here. Herron gets a visit from the coaching staff with 2 outs and a runner on first, trying to finalize the strategy here to get out of the 7th. Ben Williamson is waiting in the on-deck circle. And that's all for Tim Herron. Manager makes the move, and we'll see Connor Brogdon come in from the bullpen. Brogdon, right-hander, inherits a runner on first with 2 gone in the 7th. He's got to get 1 more out here to keep the deficit right at 1. Before Brogdon even throws a pitch, he fires over to first. Checking on Simpson, he gets back sliding. Safe. Simpson, with that excellent speed, getting an immediate look from the new man on the mound. Brogdon brings the heat, 95 miles an hour, but it's high and away. Ball 1. That starts things off for Williamson with a 1-0 lead count. 2 outs, Simpson on first. Brogdon dials it up even faster, 96 miles per hour, but it's ball 2, missing again. He's behind now, 2-0, and there are 2 outs with Simpson on first. Brogdon's got to find the strike zone here to avoid getting deeper into the hole. Brogdon goes to the changeup at 85 miles per hour, catching the batter off balance. Called strike 1. Williamson takes that, and it's 2-1 now. 2 outs, Simpson on first. Fastball at 96 miles per hour, and Williamson fouls it back. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, Simpson on first. Brogdon gets the job done. He throws a changeup and Williamson grounds passion to shortstop. Rocchio fields it cleanly and throws to Manzardo for the out, and that ends the inning. The Rays leave a runner and lead by 1 going into the bottom of the 7th. Hello folks, welcome back to Progressive Field. We're heading to the bottom of the 7th, and it's still a tight one. Rays lead the Guardians 1-0. Leading off for Cleveland is first baseman Kyle Manzardo, looking to spark a rally against Nick Martinez. No outs, bases empty. Martinez winds and deals. Fastball on the outside corner, Manzardo swings and misses. 0-1 the count. Martinez misses inside with the sinker. The count is even now at 1-1. And Manzardo hits a grounder to second. Williamson fields it cleanly, throws to first, and that's one down here in the seventh. A quick out for Martinez. Up next for the Guardians is Daniel Schneemann. One out, nobody on. Martinez is looking to make this a quick inning and preserve that one-run lead. First pitch coming here from Martinez. And Martinez starts Schneemann off with a cutter at 87.9. Schneemann takes a healthy hack and misses. Strike one. Count is 0-1. The next pitch is a sinker, wide off the plate outside. Good take by Schneemann. 1-1 on the count. Martinez fires another sinker, but this one's fouled off. That swings brings the count to 1-2. Martinez looking to put him away with pitch number 4 of the at-bat. Ground ball down the line at first. Aranda scoops it up, steps on the bag for the second out. Another quick out for Martinez, and the Rays are just one out away from getting out of trouble again. Now batting for Cleveland, Angel Martinez. The Guardians need one more base runner to keep the inning alive in this tight game. 2 outs, nobody on, Martinez on the mound. Martinez throws a nice changeup at 77.5. Martinez chases and swings right through it. That's strike one. Count is 0-1. And here's a pop-up on the cutter. Ben Williamson, the second baseman, is directly under it. Makes the catch, and that's the inning. Martinez pitches through the seventh without giving up a run. After 7, it's still 1-0 Rays. Welcome back to Progressive Field. We're heading into the top of the 8th inning, and it's a tight one under the lights. The Tampa Bay Rays lead the Cleveland Guardians 1-0. Coming to the plate now is Jonathan Aranda. He's 1 for 3 today. On the mound for Cleveland, Connor Brogdon starts the inning, looking to keep this a one-run game. First pitch coming up. Brogdon starts things off with a ball, missing high and away with an 88-mile-an-hour cutter. The count is now 1-0 to Aranda. Brogdon fires a fastball at 96 miles an hour, and Aranda gets a piece, fouling it back into the mitt for a strike. The count is even at 1-1. Beautiful pitch from Brogdon, right on the upper corner. Aranda frozen looking at a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Now the count is 1-2. Brogdon tries to put him away with a changeup, but it misses low and inside. Aranda lays off, and the count is now even at 2-2. Another changeup, this one fouled off by Aranda. Brogdon is throwing right in the zone, but Aranda's staying alive. Still 2-2. Brogdon gets him with the changeup. Aranda grounds it weakly back to the mound. Brogdon fields it cleanly, takes a few steps, and fires to Manzardo at first for the easy out. That's 1 down in the 8th. One out now for the designated hitter Yandy Diaz. He's 1 for 3 with a single today. Brogdon starts this one with the bases empty. Let's see what he brings against the righty. Brogdon gets ahead immediately, pumping in a 96-mile-an-hour fastball for a called strike. Good location there on the outer part of the zone. Brogdon tries to get Diaz to chase down low with a changeup, but it's a ball, missing outside at 86 miles an hour. Count is even 1-1. Diaz hits this one on the ground of the right side. Manzardo gloves it at first, but he has to flip to Brogdon covering the bag. And they get him. That's 2 quick outs in the 8th for Brogdon. Now with 2 outs, Jake Fraley steps in. He's 0 for 2 on the day with a walk and a strikeout. Brogdon is looking to finish this inning strong and keep the deficit where it is. Brogdon starts Fraley with an 88-mile-an-hour cutter, but it misses outside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Brogdon delivers the 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball at 95, and Fraley launches it to right field. Angel Martinez is heading back towards the wall, but this one's over his head and it drops. Fraley's digging for 2, and he'll cruise into second base with a double, his 6th of the year. So with 2 outs, the Rays have a runner in scoring position. Rays looking to extend their lead here. Cedric Mullins digs in, still looking for his first hit of the ballgame. Brogdon staring down a runner on second, trying to prevent any further damage with 2 outs. Lefty-righty matchup on the deck. Brogdon starts Mullins with a fastball, blowing it by him at 95 miles an hour for a called strike. The count is now 0-1. Fraley still on second. Brogdon brings the heat again, but this time it's high, another fastball at 95, so the count draws even at 1-1. Brogdon with the changeup, and Mullins lines it hard but straight to center field. Schneemann makes the catch, and that ends the inning. The Rays leave one on, but it's still a 1-0 lead for Tampa Bay as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Welcome back, everyone, to Progressive Field. We're heading to the bottom of the 8th, and the Rays holding on to a slim 1-0 lead over the Guardians. Leading off for Cleveland is Travis Bazzana, the second baseman. He's looking to break that 0-for-2 start tonight. On the mound for the Rays, it's Nick Martinez, looking to shut down this Guardians offense. First pitch coming up. Martinez delivers the first pitch. It's a curveball at 79 miles per hour, but it drops low and outside. Ball 1. The count starts 1-0 to Bazzana. Martinez tries to come back with a sinker at 92 miles per hour, but that misses high, and the count goes to 2-0 to Bazzana. The Guardians are patiently looking for a way to get something started here in the 8th. Martinez fires a cutter, and Bazzana swings and fouls it off. That's the first strike on the count. It's now 2-1. Martinez misses with another cutter, this time low, and now he's really behind the batter. The count is 3-1 to Bazzana. Big hitters count here. Martinez needs to come into the zone. What a comeback pitch by Martinez. Paints the corner with a 92-mile-per-hour sinker for a called strike. We've got a full count now, 3-2. And the fans are on their feet. Here comes the payoff pitch. And he walks him. Martinez misses with the changeup, and Bazzana draws the leadoff walk to start the bottom of the 8th. That's the tying run at first base for the Guardians with no outs. And that'll generate some action, folks. The Tampa Bay pitching coach is heading out to the mound to have a word with Martinez. After giving up that leadoff walk to Bazzana, representing the tying run, the Rays want to settle their pitcher down and go over strategy against the incoming batter, Bo Naylor. Important moment here in the bottom of the 8th. And we've got a pitching change. Rays manager calling for the bullpen, and on to replace Martinez is Ian Seymour, a left-hander. This is a strategic move, trying to play the matchup against the left-handed batter Bo Naylor. Seymour inherits a runner, with Bazana on first representing the tying run, no outs yet in the eighth. Hold everything. Cleveland is countering that pitching change with a move of their own. Rhys Hoskins is coming on to pinch hit for Bo Naylor. The right-handed bat of Hoskins versus the lefty Seymour, so we've got the platoon advantage for the Guardians here. Big spot for Hoskins to potentially turn this game around. Seymour starts things off with a sweeper, but that one's well outside for ball one. Pitch was clocked at just under 80 miles per hour. The count moves to 1-0 to Hoskins, with a runner on first for Cleveland. Seymour comes back with a changeup, but it's low again, and that's 2 balls in a row to Hoskins. The count is now 2-0. Seymour needs to throw a strike here. He's fallen behind, and that tying run over at first is looking to get into scoring position. Seymour misses again, this time with the cutter, and he's in danger of walking the pinch hitter on 4 straight. It's 3-0 to Hoskins. Bazana on first represents the tying run, and the Rays pitcher cannot afford to put another runner on. Seymour practically has to give him something perfect here. Seymour finally gets one over, pumping in a sinker at 88 miles per hour for a called strike. That brings the count to 3-1. Hoskins still has the advantage here, looking for his pitch, while Seymour is just trying to stay in this fight. And Hoskins walks. Another base on ball surrendered by the Rays pitching staff. That moves Bazana up to second, so the tying run is in scoring position, and the go-ahead run reaches on first. Still no outs here in the bottom of the eighth, and you can feel the momentum shifting towards Cleveland, who trail just 1-0. Coming to the plate is the shortstop, Brian Rocchio. First and second occupied by Guardians runners representing the tying and take-ahead runs, and there are still no outs. Seymour, having walked 2 in a row, now faces a right-handed batter in Rocchio. Can the Guardians push across the equalizer, or can Seymour get some control? And we're going to get another mound visit here. Rays manager heading out to talk to Seymour, and you can understand it. He's just walked back-to-back batters, putting runners on first and second with nobody out. They need to get him resettled before things get totally out of hand here in the eighth. Play resumes, and Seymour starts Rocchio off with an outer half sinker at 88, but it misses high and outside, ball 1. Count is 1-0. Seymour continues to struggle with command tonight. He's got to find the strike zone before this inning explodes. Rocchio gives himself up. A perfect bunt along the third baseline. Palacios fields it cleanly and fires over to Williamson covering first for the first out. But it works. Bazana advances to third, and Hoskins is right behind him at second. So now it's runners on second and third with 1 out in the eighth, and the Guardians have the Rays on the ropes. tension is palpable here. Bases are juiced with Guardians. Only one out in the bottom of the eighth. Left-on-left matchup as DeLauder digs in. Seymour deals. Sinker on the inner part of the plate. Called strike one. 0-1. DeLauder sweeps at that changeup and fouls it back. Count goes to 0-2. Seymour is ahead now, one strike away from getting a massive second out. DeLauder needs to dig in and protect with those ducks on the pond. Got him. Seymour pulls the string on an 83-mile-per-hour slider, and DeLauder goes down swinging. What a crucial out number 2 for the Rays against this dangerous bases-loaded situation. Now there are 2 gone, and it all comes down to the next hitter for Cleveland. Can they break through, or will Seymour escape? And here comes Nick Fortes, the catcher, out to talk to his pitcher, Seymour. They want to make absolute sure they are on the same page before facing Jose Ramirez. Bases are loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Run difference is 1. It doesn't get any bigger strategically. Fortes trying to settle Seymour down and establish the game plan against the heart of the Guardians' order. What a moment here in Cleveland. Bottom of the 8th, 2 outs, and the Guardians have the bases loaded. They trail by just a single run, 1-0, and come into the plate, none other than Jose Ramirez. The Rays are bringing in Kevin Kelly from the bullpen to try and escape this massive jam. He replaces Ian Seymour. It's strength against strength, folks. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 8th inning. Let's see what Kelly can do. Here we go, folks. First pitch from Kelly to Ramirez, and it's a sinker away, too far outside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Every pitch magnified in this situation, the crowd right on their feet. Kelly looks over at second and fires. A pickoff attempt. Hoskins dives back in safely. Just trying to keep him close over there at second with the bases loaded. Count remains 1-0 on Ramirez. Swing and a high fly ball to center field. Cedric Mullins going back, tracks it near the wall, and he makes the catch. Unbelievable. Kevin Kelly escapes the bases-loaded jam in the 8th. Crucial stop for the Rays. All right, baseball fans, welcome back to Progressive Field. We're heading to the top of the ninth, and it's a tight one. The Tampa Bay Rays lead the Cleveland Guardians 1-0. Cleveland needs to keep them quiet here to give themselves a chance in the bottom half. We're starting the inning with a change behind the plate for the Guardians. Austin Hedges is coming into the game as catcher, taking the spot of Rhys Hoskins. Ninth inning, stepping into the box is Nick Fortes. Tampa Bay clinging to a 1-0 lead. He'll be facing right-hander Peyton for the Guardians. First pitch coming right takes over on the mound, replacing Connor Brogdon. Also behind the plate, it looks like Austin Hedges runs out to catch, taking the place of Rhys Hoskins. Nick Fortes at the dish to get things going for the Rays. Paulette starts Fortes with the slider for a called strike, 0-1 on the count. The righty delivers, and Fortes sends a line drive to center, but Schmiemann is right there to make the play for the first out. Now batting, the third baseman, Richie Palacios. Paulette facing Palacios with one out in the top of the ninth. Now batting in for Tampa Bay, the left-handed hitting Richie Palacios. Paulette kicks and fires, and that's a 95-mile-an-hour fastball that just skips low and away. So the count begins at 1-0 with one out in the inning. Paulette comes back with another heater, this one at 95 miles an hour, and it's caught the corner for a called strike. That evens the count at 1 apiece. Paulette drops in a nasty curveball there, 82 miles an hour, and Palacios swings and misses. Now the count is 1-2, and Paulette is in command of this at-bat. Paulette winds up and offers a changeup. Palacios fights it off, fouling it straight back, so he hangs in there. The count remains 1-2. Got him! Paulette ties Palacios up with another curveball to get the swinging strikeout. That's 2 outs now for the Rays. Now with 2 down and nobody on, Taylor Walls steps up for the Rays. Paulette has been on fire here in the ninth, striking out the last batter with some nasty stuff. Let's see if Walls, who's walked twice today, can extend the inning for Tampa Bay. Walls digs in with 2 down, trying to keep this inning alive against Paulette. Here comes the first pitch, a big fastball, 96 miles an hour, but it's low and away, ball 1. Another fastball there from Paulette, but it's high and away. Walls shows good discipline, laying off it. 2 balls, no strikes now. And now Walls is in a great position here. Count at 3-0. Paulette trying to find the strike zone after consecutive fastballs missed. He can't afford to walk him here. Paulette gets the fastball in there for a strike. Walls was taken all the way. The count now moves to 3-1. And Palatz misses with the fastball. That's ball 4. Walls draws a 2-out walk, showing some great patience. That's the 3rd time he's reached today. So Tampa Bay gets a runner on first with a chance to extend their lead. Now batting for the Rays, Chandler Simpson. He's got runner on first, Taylor Walls trying to put some insurance runs on the board. 2 outs, top of the 9th, Rays lead 1-0. Chandler Simpson up now with 2 outs and a runner on first. Palat deals, and that's a 94-mile-per-hour fastball caught looking for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Palat throws the fastball again, 96 miles an hour, and Walls is going. Hedges throws it down to second, but it's wide. Walls gets by the tag and he's safe at second. Oh, and now the ball is loose in the outfield. Walls pops up and sprints to third, sliding in safely. Stolen base for Walls, and he advances to third on the throwing error by Hedges. Well, that pitch was a ball, and Taylor Walls takes off for second. Austin Hedges, the catcher, makes a wild throw, and it gets past the fielder. Walls keeps going, and he slides into third. A stolen base and an error put a runner on third with 2 outs. After all that excitement, Palat fires a high fastball, 95 miles an hour, but it's called a ball. That brings the count to 2-1 on Chandler Simpson. Walls, representing a crucial insurance run, still standing on third. Palat drops in a beautiful curveball for a called strike, painted the corner at 82 miles an hour. Now it's an even count at 2-2. Big pitch coming up here. Winds up for the 2-2 pitch. It's a ground ball hit to right side. Bazzana makes the play. He fires over to Manzardo, and that's the 3rd out. Tampa Bay strands a runner on third, and we head to the bottom of the 9th. Guardians looking to make a move. Rays hold on to a 1-0 lead. All right, folks, here we go. Bottom of the 9th in a 1-0 game. We have a pitching change for the Rays. Kevin Kelly's out, and coming on to face Manzardo is Cole Sulser. Rays cling into that lead, hoping Sulser can slam the door shut. First pitch to Manzardo coming up next. Sulser begins his night with a ball, missing low with that cutter, 89 miles per hour. Count is 1-0 to Manzardo. Sulser comes back with a 92-mile-per-hour heater right over the plate. Manzardo empty on the swing. That evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Sulser misses high with that fastball, 93 miles per hour. Manzardo now ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike. Salser missed low with that changeup, 84 miles per hour, and now he's fallen behind 3-1. Big moment here, folks. Salser cannot afford to walk the leadoff man in the ninth. Manzardo sitting dead red, you'd think. Wait a second, Manzardo calls time. Stepping out of the box to regroup. You can feel the tension here, folks. 3-1 count, bottom of the ninth, Rays holding on to a one-run lead. Huge pitch coming up. Full count now. Salser paints the zone with a 93-mile-per-hour fastball called strike. It's 3-2. What a battle this is. One more pitch could decide this clash. He stays alive, fouls off another fastball at 93 miles per hour. We are stuck at a full count, 3-2, bases empty, nobody out. The drama continues to build at Progressive Field. Here comes the payoff pitch, swung on and missed. High heat from Salser at 93 miles per hour, and Manzardo couldn't catch up. That's a huge swinging strikeout for the Rays, and that's the first out here in the bottom of the ninth. Next up is Daniel Schneemann. The center fielder, batting fifth, is 1 for 3 on the day. Salser looking to keep this roll going after that big strikeout. First pitch coming up. Salser starts him off with a changeup, but it misses low. Ball 1. Count is 1-0 to Schneemann. Pumps in a fastball there, 92 miles per hour, and Schneemann fouls it back. That evens the count at 1-1. Salser attacking the zone after that previous strikeout. Salser delivers a changeup. Schneemann hits it in the air, deep towards right. Fraley's going back. He ranges to it, and he makes the catch. Daniel Schneemann flies out to right field, and the Tampa Bay Rays are now just 1 out away from securing this victory. Two down here in the bottom of the ninth, and it all comes down to this. The Cleveland Guardians' last hope is right fielder Angel Martinez. Cole Salser has been phenomenal since coming in, retiring 2 batters swiftly, and he's just a strikeout, ground out, or fly ball away from locking down this 1-0 victory for the Tampa Bay Rays. Standard lineup for Martinez, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a sac bunt so far. Tension is palpable here at Progressive Field. First pitch is ready. Oh, hold on. Martinez stays alive in a big way. A sharp fly ball to right, and that's off the wall. Fraley can't handle it, and Martinez cruises into second base with a 2-out double. The tying run is on base with runners in scoring position. What a turn. Talk about pressure. With 2 outs and the tying run dancing off second base, up steps the rookie, Travis Bazzana. Bazzana is still looking for that first major league hit, and boy, what a moment to get it. Salser, on the other hand, trying to shake off that double and seal the deal for the Rays. Here's the first pitch associated with the ball game right here. Salser starts Bazzana with a changeup in the dirt. Good block by the catcher to keep Martinez at second. Ball 1, count is 1-0. Another changeup in the dirt, blocked nicely by Fortes. Salser falling behind the rookie 2-0. He's got to be careful here. Walking Bazzana puts another runner on and brings the winning run to the plate. Tension is through the roof right now. And that's going to be an intentional walk. The Rays decide not to pitch to Bazana with open base and 2 outs, putting runners on first and second. This sets up a force at all bases, and now it's all on the next batter. This game is getting incredibly tense. Now, a major shift in strategy. Pinch hitter George Valera is coming on to bat for Austin Hedges. Guardians looking for that spark, that one swing to change everything. Runners on first and second, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Doesn't get any bigger than this. Valera against Sulser. Next. And time is called here. Mound visit for Tampa Bay. Catcher Fortes trotting out to talk to Sulser. They want to make sure they're on the same page with pinch hitter Valera coming to the plate. Winning run on base, 2 out, bottom of the ninth, Rays holding on to a 1-0 lead. Absolutely crucial moment in this one. Sulser comes right at the pinch hitter with a changeup, 83 miles per hour, and Valera gets a piece but fouls it straight back. Strike 1. The crowd is on its feet, every pitch carrying the weight of the game right now. Sulser delivers the 0-2, swung on and missed. Sulser gets him on 3 pitches. What a clutch performance by Cole Sulser coming out of the bullpen. He shuts down the rally, strikes out Valera swinging, and the Tampa Bay Rays take it 1-0 in Cleveland. Final score, Rays 1, Guardians 0. It's all over. Sulser throws the high fastball, and Valera can't touch it. That's a dominant pitch to strike him out, and that ends the ballgame. Tampa Bay hangs on, pitching a combined shutout to escape with a 1-0 victory here in Cleveland. And that is the ball game. Cole Sulser comes out of the bullpen and slams the door with a massive strikeout. The Rays escape with a razor-thin 1-0 win over the Guardians here at Progressive Field. What a pitching duel tonight, folks. Tampa Bay gets the win. Thanks for joining us for another exciting night of baseball. I'm Ike Kalla, signing off.